So apparently all it takes to start a cultural civil war on TikTok is a quarter zip, an iced matcha, and 2 diaspora influencers with Wi-Fi. Let's get into how a simple grown man aesthetic trend turned into a full-blown conversation about assimilation, respectability politics, and a side quest to conservative clout. So quarter zips and matcha started as a cute, wholesome vibe. You know, a young black man dressing a little cleaner, looking a little more polished, pretending matcha doesn't taste like blended grass and regret. The viral spark came from Jason and Richard. They're the ones who said, we don't do Nike tech, we don't do coffee, it's quarter zips and matcha around here.
We don't do Nike tech, we don't do coffee, it's straight quarter zips and matchas around here. He was talking about putting on a Nike tech to come outside. I told him, what are you doing? You upgraded in life. You wear glasses now. You wear quarter zips. Now, you don't do Nike tech. We don't do those. Talk to him.
Yo.
Talk to us.
Yesterday I was in the hood. Today I'm wearing this sweater. I'm in Blink Street, gang. Change your life, gang. Put the tech down.
Tech down. Quarter zips up. You heard? Quarter zips and stop.
Nobody was mad, nobody was threatened. It was just a new, cute aesthetic rotation. The same way we had Nike Tech Winter and Beard Oil Autumn and I'm Suddenly a Podcaster season. Then Jason described the trend as performative. And you know, he's right. He's a creator. Creators perform, aesthetics perform. TikTok is literally an app built on performance. The issue wasn't that he said performative. That's not why we're here. The issue was the energy shift that came after that moment, not from him, but when other influencers decided this trend should now come with moral scorecard. Everything changed when the Nigerian twin fashion influencers stepped in and said, actually, we are the faces of the quarter zip movement. Not literally, but still.
Okay guys, I'm only going to address this once just because we are not in high school anymore. A lot of people are saying we stole the quarter zip trend. You must be new here. Let me make this clear. We never said we started it. We never claimed that it was ours, and we never tried to take anyone's shine. Yes, the original creator is Jason. And in our interview with the New York Times, we actually gave him his flowers and told him straight up that he's the one that kicked off this whole thing. We respect Jason and what he's built. As a matter of fact, we actually follow him. My brother and I are just two guys who believe in the message and want to help elevate young men. A movement needs more than one voice to grow. So guys, let's keep the negativity low and focus more on spreading love, class, improvement. I mean, isn't that the whole point of all of this?
They inserted themselves into a trend they did not start. Well, fine though, TikTok loves a takeover, but then they layered on a whole new flavor: maturity, discipline, and proper masculinity. And that's when the audience said, now hold on. Nobody said quarter zips were character development. It went from fashion to TED Talk with no transition, because suddenly they weren't just promoting a style, they were promoting a value system.
The quarter zip Nike tech meme is literally just textbook classism, and I was gonna let y'all have y'all fun with this shit until I heard somebody say that the CIA is upset with the black community for wearing quarter zips. You think the CIA, the people who have resorted to putting drugs into our communities, undermining our leaders, and getting fathers out of the household, really give a fuck that you're conforming to white standards of professionalism? No. And I don't want this video to be misconstrued. If you like quarter zips and you like dressing up a certain way, dress that way. But you can have it both ways, man. You can dress up professional and you can dress up in streetwear. Like, it doesn't have to be like I'm a quarter zip type of guy. Like, this is strictly what I wear. I'm a Nike tech type of guy. Like, it's fucking stupid. And the people I've seen have issues with it can't exactly voice why they have an issue with it. So they come out looking like the fucking screaming lion versus the monkey. It's over. I've already made myself the Chad quarter zip wearer type shit. The reason why you are angry is because it's classism. It's somebody being classist towards you, but doing it under the guise of a joke. Classism really isn't funny. That's why you're mad at it. All I'm saying is, have your jokes, but think about where they come from and why you're making said jokes.
The twins' content began drawing very clear lines. Quarter zip culture equals good, respectable, disciplined. Urban black culture equals bad, violent, unrefined. They literally said their styles was the opposite of gang signs, robbing, and violence, as if wearing a sweater prevents you from committing a crime. Baby, did you see Wall Street? Wall Street exists. The CIA exists. American Psycho exists. Like, please be serious.
Another thing, us quarter zip guys are cool. We're hip. We are the new orange. Throwing up gang signs, stealing, violence, yada, yada, yada. None of that is cool. And it never was cool. You know what is cool? Education, having an extended vocabulary, striving to become the smartest person in the room. That's cool. Nowadays, there's literally no excuse. The internet is readily available and easily accessible. Even if college is not the particular route you intend to take, Ignorance is still unacceptable, especially in 2026. This is about making a change, igniting a reformation, breaking the stigma. It's not cool to be uneducated, unruly, violent, and far too long that's been a trend and it's only been getting worse.
Yo, shut up. They shot Trayvon and tried to justify it by saying he was wearing a hoodie. It's like we never learned. Please stop saying that the CIA is down right now, because they're actually up 1,000, because the shit that this guy is spouting is internalized racism, and he's feeding into the narrative that they need to demonize more and more black youth who don't conform and assimilate to whiteness. Wearing a Nike Tech says absolutely nothing about your level of education or how violent you are. I went to Harvard, and I'ma still wear a Nike Tech, bozo. If you want to be white, just say that, bro. Don't go demonizing black people for the clothes that they wear. And I really don't care if it's a joke or a trend, because when you start saying stuff like this, ain't nothing funny, because the implications are real.
This is when the trend officially left fashion TikTok and entered "this sounds like the trailer of a Black MAGA web series" territory. Because now the message was, if you dress like us, you are morally superior. If you don't, you're part of the problem. And that's not an aesthetic. That's respectability politics in a cardigan.
When it comes to Jason, those twins, and the whole quarter zip movement, I think that's a perfect example of somebody or somebodies trying to hijack your blessing and eat off a plate that they didn't help prepare. When Jason made his original video, it was his tone, his attitude, his personality that made it what it was. It was a key. It was a jokey joke. And we enjoyed ourselves. We saw what he was doing and we liked it. And he got a following out of it, and he was building something for himself. Thing one and thing two, all of a sudden, they're trying to co-opt it. All of a sudden, they're sprinkling in elitism. They're sprinkling in respectability politics, and it's given, I know like those niggas. We good niggas. Sorry. But that's the energy it was giving. That's the energy it was giving. They were speaking to a certain audience. They were speaking to white people. And that's weird. They're weird. And I hate the fact that in some of the comment sections, they were liking things like, it's not about the messenger, it's about the message, or it's not that serious. It's not that serious to you because you didn't start it. Had the roles be reversed, you would not like it. I bet you would be up in arms. So shut up. Like, that's so irksome. That type of shit annoys me. Like, are you... And then I hate the... Oh, and another thing that really got me. Was when I seen a video talking about, we've seen your comments about starting a quarter zip line. For what? For why? For how? Who sent you? Who asked you? A quarter zip line? Like, what? Is it that deep? Is it necessary? Ew. And then to the white boys, the white men who are complaining as well, talking about, oh, they're acting like they discovered quarter zips, or they're just hopping on the trend, or they're ruining the aesthetics of the quarter zip. Shut up. Nobody gives a damn that your mom has had you in a quarter zip since you were 7, Theodore. Shut up. Because I promise you, the way black men will style, flip, and reverse it, you're not going to be able to touch that. It's not something you can do. So be quiet. Hold your mouth. Like, oh my goodness. Like, it's been like, people have been coming out the woodwork showing they ass when it comes to this stuff. Very weird energy. But anyways, shout out to Jason. Shout out to the publications that have given him credit and platformed him and highlighted that he was the creator of the whole quarter zip, movement, trend, whatever. As it should be. Them twins, weirdos. You white boys that are complaining, stay mad. It is what it is.
Then came the Christian morality angle. Discipline, order, transitional values, proper masculinity. This is literally the entire point of every black conservative on the internet before they end up on Fox News talking about woke culture destroying the black family. It's really giving, I'm not like other black people. I read Proverbs and wear loafers. It's giving, book me for a Turning Point USA segment. It's giving, I want to go viral with white conservatives so bad. And it works. Conservative media loves a black person in a blazer telling them Black America is the problem. This is why people raised eyebrows, not at the clothes, but at the messaging shift.
You cannot outdress the implications of your race. It's really that simple. I'm saying this as a black woman from New York, Brooklyn to be specific, whose family's from the South, who has a master's degree. I was raised, you don't walk out the house with your scarf on, you just supposed to look presentable at all times, right? I have experienced racism dang near in suit and tie, collared shirts, vests, quarter zips, whatever it was. I have experienced racism while breathing, while sleeping, while eating, doing nothing that bothers anyone else that could possibly impact the course of their day in any capacity, because that's how pervasive racism is in America. Let's stop acting like you can put on anything that will change your experience as a Black person in America to the extent that you will not experience racism. Let's stop. I saw the respectability in this movement from those two individuals from the jump, but let's be for real. I would say stop or we ahead, but we too far behind to even keep playing like this. Like, what? A lot of people are plagued with low racial self-esteem. It's actually very concerning, and I love that the discourse is coming up these days, but to be frank, racial liberation exists on the other side of understanding the history of your people, understanding why certain events happen, because I think what's happening is that people are really believing the stereotypes because they're feeding into the propaganda that they have been fed and truly believe that the atrocities that Black people have experienced are not simply because they're Black, but because they did something to warrant the violent, whatever else type of response that we've received. And that's just not the case. I'm actually disgusted. I'm disgusted. I ain't never stitched nobody before. I ain't never came like this, but I'm so disgusted that I really have to say that. I have a master's degree. I experience racism regularly, regardless of what I'm wearing. So and my kids, I'm a teacher, my kids have come to me about this quarter zip thing. They really feel good about it. So the fact that, stop.
The twins implied that quarter zips and khakis equal good behavior. So let's fact check this real quick. Bankers in suits caused the 2008 collapse. CIA agents destabilized entire countries in perfect tailoring. Police in uniform commit violence every day. Patrick Bateman killed people in Valentino. Violence has nothing to do with the clothes. Violence is about power. If fabric determined morality, Sheen wouldn't exist. People weren't offended by sweaters. They were offended by the narrative shift. Narrative hijacking, a trend Black Americans made fun and playful, got rewritten as a moral lifestyle platform. Diaspora pattern recognition, how Black Americans have seen this a million times. A Black American created energy gets taken, repurposed, repackaged, and then used to shame Black Americans. And also respectability creep. Once the twins started equating quarter zips to proper behavior, the trend officially stopped being cute. It became a pipeline to conservative aesthetics disguised as self-improvement.
This quarter zip trend is finally get you YNs right and sophisticated. It's what I see in the comments from pasty-skinned individuals every time I see one of those videos. I know you've noticed it. Every time you go down to the comments, it's a white girl, white woman usually. Why don't you all do this? You guys look so much better in quarter zips rather than those hood rat Nike techs that you guys like wearing, right? No, that shit not sturdy. The fuck, Gen Z, y'all supposed to be the most woke generation. Y'all talk about some bullshit microaggression. What are you doing?
So this is about more than fashion. It exposes that cultural authorship matters. Who starts a trend shapes what it means and who gets to define it. Diaspora dynamics matter, and respectability is a trap. Quarter zips didn't do this. Matcha didn't do this. People did this. A fun trend became a full-blown morality play the moment certain influencers decided fashion equals righteousness and Black American cultural expression equals deviance. From Matcha to MAGA, the lesson is simple. Once the cardigan starts preaching, it's no longer just a look, it's a warning. So this has been the Culture Debrief. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And I talk about Black news all the time, so just stick around and support.